Well, all morning we've been talking about Mayor Hogsett's budget proposal and how to spend hundreds of millions of dollars from the American Rescue Plan. A big chunk of that money expected to go towards public safety in our city, with the end goal really of saving lives. Mayor, thanks so much for being in here with us this morning. Members of the police union, Republican council members, and some other crime fighters have said this city is in a crisis. Do you believe that's an exaggeration, or do you believe that's true?
Oh, not at all. I think it is true. And unfortunately, Indianapolis is not alone in that regard. Every major urban area in the country has been profoundly affected by COVID-19 in so many different ways. But most immediately here in Indianapolis and in other places, public safety has become a top priority because gun violence is pervasive.
And I've heard that before, where people are kind of blaming the recent increase across, as you mentioned, many cities on the pandemic. Do you think that's what the root of this cause in violence?
Well, historically, over the first 4 years of my term, we were making incredible progress in the area of public safety, trying to reduce the level of gun violence. And then all of a sudden, in March of 2020, the world changed. So while gun violence is not exclusively driven by COVID-19, COVID-19 has been an important aspect of how and why we're seeing record high levels. That's what the budget is attempting to address.
And you have said, I mean, this is an unprecedented amount of money, $150 million. And I know you earmarked a lot of this, of course, towards curbing the violence, $9 million specifically for technology. And tell us how you hope that will make a difference. And are you modeling these off of other cities that have had success with this exact technology?
Yeah, I think the $9 million in technology will profoundly improve an officer's ability to respond to a call, know what they're going to meet when they get there. We're going to have a pilot program for gunshot technology. And so we're trying to put into the hands of our IMPD officers the best and most recent technology available so that they can do their jobs better. We're also investing 100 additional police officers who will be exclusively assigned to community patrols, as well as increasing the number of civilian patrol officers that take a lot of the paperwork and a lot of the non-emergency aspects away from our sworn officers so that the sworn officers can focus on gun violence.
Yeah, we'd seen there specifically, you know, the license plate readers, gunfire detections. We have seen that that's worked successfully in some other, even Indiana cities. And then the crime prevention that you talk about. I know we've heard a lot about mental health being a real big part of this crime in our city, and you're trying to put about $45 million towards that specifically. How would that change and make a difference?
Yeah, I think that there's no question that COVID-19 has affected the well-being, mental well-being of particularly those who have come down with the coronavirus and their families. So in order to address the mental health aspects of it, we are proud to have opened up the Assessment and Intervention Center out on the Community Justice Campus, which is focused on mental health and addiction services so that people that are low-level offenders will stay out of jail and get the treatment that they need. But this budget and the American Rescue Plan will allow us to invest a historic level of money toward mental health, well-being, and mental health.
And let me ask you quickly, because many of your critics have said you're throwing money at things that we've already tried in the past. How do you answer to that?
Well, I'd say we're continuing to investing money in programs that have worked, but COVID-19 requires us to scale up to a level that we have never had the financial resources to do. And so I think these types of investments will save lives.
All right, Mayor, thanks so very much. Of course, this is kind of just the beginning. This will go through a couple of processes. Maybe having something by October, hopefully solid and making a difference. Thanks for your time this morning.
Glad to be here.